First, let's go over to Universal Studios, Florida. Home of the Big Blue Ball. And since I'm here, there's only one thing that I could do. There's a lot of different people who come to Universal Studios. People who don't want to be on camera, people who don't know they're on camera, and people who don't care. If it's rainy, you might want to get an umbrella, a poncho, or just wear a hat, because this guy seems to think that that's going to cover him up. What do you think? Well, let's go over to the first ride. Next up, we head over to Neutron Studios, where we meet Jimmy Neutron. Now Jimmy, he's built a brand new rocket that is really high tech, but the bad guys come in and steal it and they plan to take over the world. But Jimmy has to chase after them and get the rocket back so he can save the planet. But we're not left behind. We hop in a rocket right behind Jimmy and we blast off with him. So join us on this ride because it is going to get bumpy. But you might want to get in line because this ride fills up pretty fast. Yep, that's right. It's Jimmy Neutron's Nicktoon Blast. Now we head down the street here at Production Central, where you'll see, yep, the Flintstones. Fred, Barney, Wilma, and Betty are all coming down the street. They're all here, folks, right here in Production Central. Do you like dragons? Do you like talking donkeys? Do you like big green smelly ogres? No, we're not going to your mother-in-law's house. We're headed over to Shrek 4D. It's one of your first stops as you get into Universal Studios. Now you end up in Lord Farquaad's dungeon, where we find that Lord Farquaad has risen from the dead, and he plans on breaking up the honeymoon of Shrek and Princess Fiona to kill Fiona and make her his ghostly queen. It's up to Shrek and Donkey to save Princess Fiona once again. But we get to go along for the ride in this 4D adventure. We get to be right in the middle of truly one of the best fairy tales ever told. Enjoy this ride.
Yo, you want to watch that nose, man?
Next we head over to one of my favorite attractions here at Universal, and that's Twister, Ride It Out. It's based on the blockbuster movie where we find a very intense scene from the movie is recreated right before our eyes, where we're going to have wind, rain, flying cows, and explosions. So hold on to your hats, your toupees, and your bladders, because you're going to pee your pants in this ride, I guarantee it. This ride sucks. Sucks. Now we're here in New York. Yep, it's a big city, and there's a lot to do. Next on our journey, we find ourselves at the Museum of Antiquities, where Brendan Fraser, star of the Mummy movies, and the crew and directors talk about how the curse of the mummy is real. And we go on a psychological thrill ride of the mind, where we see mummies, scarab beetles, and mummies. It is so scary. It'll have you running for your mummy.